Good evening. Thank you for being here with us tonight. The music that we heard earlier during registration was from David Tonkin and Scott Kiefner and their students at the Concord Community Music School. They had to rush out to get to another gig, so we can't give them a round of applause, but Peggy Center's here from the Concord Community Music School, so please, if you could clap just to let her know how much you enjoyed that music. And we'll have more music later on during the reception. I'm Kristen Oliveri, Director of Communications at the Charitable Foundation. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to members of the New Hampshire's legislature and the Executive Council. Thank you everyone for being here with us tonight. Tonight's program is all about the people of New Hampshire, the people who care and who give, and who show up and speak up and do the work that needs doing. We are so delighted that you are here to celebrate that work. But first, we're going to hear from 3 amazing young women who are speaking up through poetry. Each was a finalist in this year's Poetry Out Loud competition, which is presented by the New Hampshire State Council on the Arts and supported by the Putnam Foundation's Donor Advised Fund at the Charitable Foundation. This competition reaches 3 million students nationally and 10,000 right here in New Hampshire. And it teaches our students about the beauty and power of poetry. Please welcome finalist Kailey Andrew, a senior at Bow High School.
Personal, by Tony Hoagland. Don't take it personal, they said, but I did. I took it all quite personal. The breeze and the river and the color of the fields, the price of grapefruit and stamps, the wet hair of women in the rain, and I cursed what hurt me. And I praised what gave me joy, the most simple-minded of possible responses. The government reminded me of my father, with its deafness and its laws, and the weather reminded me of my mom, with her tropical squalls. Enjoy it while you can, they said, of happiness. Think first, they said, of talk. Get over it, they said, at the School of Broken Hearts. But I couldn't, and I didn't, and I don't believe in the clean break. I believe in the compound fracture, served with a sauce of dirty regret. I believe in saying it all and taking it all back and saying it again for good measure while the air fills up with I'm sorry's like wheeling birds and the trees look seasick in the wind. Oh, life, can you blame me for making a scene? You were that yellow caboose, the moon disappearing over a ridge of cloud. I was the dog, chained in some fool's backyard, barking and barking, trying to convince everything else to take it personal, too.
Thank you, Kailey. That was wonderful. Next, we'll hear from Laila Ruffin, a junior at Concord High School.
The Song of the Feet by Nikki Giovanni. It is appropriate that I sing the song of the feet, the weight of the body, and what the body chooses to bear fall on me. I trampled the American wilderness, forged frontier trails, outran the mob in Tulsa, got caught in Philadelphia, and am still unreparated I soldiered on in Korea, jungled through Vietnam, sweated out Desert Storm, caved my way through Afghanistan, tunneled the World Trade Center. And on the worst day of my life, walked behind JFK, shouldered MLK, stood embracing Sister Betty. I wiggle my toes in the sands of time, trusting the touch that controls my motion, basking in the warmth of the embrace. Day's end offers with warm, salty water. It is appropriate. I sing the praise of the feet. I am a Black woman.
Thank you, Laila. And finally, I'm so excited to introduce you to a fellow Kearsarge Cougar and your 2017 State Poetry Out Loud champion, Charlotte Perkins. Charlotte is a senior at Kearsarge Regional High School.
Undivided Attention by Taylor Mali. A grand piano wrapped in quilted pads by movers, tied up with canvas straps like classical music's birthday gift to the criminally insane, is gently nudged without its legs out an 8th floor window on 62nd Street. It dangles in April air from the neck of the mover's crane. Chopin's shiny black lacquer squares and dirty white crisscross patterns, hanging like the second-to-last note of a concerto, played on the edge of the seat, the edge of tears, the edge of 8 stories up, going over. It's a piano being pushed out of a window and lowered down onto a flatbed truck. And I'm trying to teach math in the building across the street. Who can teach when there are such lessons to be learned? All the greatest common factors are delivered by long-necked cranes and flatbed trucks, or come through everything, even air, like snow. See, snow falls for the first time every year. And every year, my students rush to the window as if snow were more interesting than math, which, of course, it is. So please, let me teach like a Steinway, spinning slowly in April air, so almost falling, so hinderingly dangling from the neck of the mover's crane, so on the edge of losing everything. Let me teach like the first snow falling.
Thank you, Kailey, Laila, and Charlotte. Let's give them one more round of applause here. And thank you to the Arts Council for making this program possible. That's a hard act to follow. So, anyone who knows me knows that I am slightly obsessed with politics. I'm a New Hampshire primary groupie. I was that person when I went to Ron Paul and John Huntsman's primary election parties days from giving birth. I spend every weekday morning with Joe and Mika, and my Sunday mornings with George Stephanopoulos, Chris Wallace, and Chuck Todd, and my husband is totally fine with it. And my iPhone buzzes constantly with the latest news from the Washington Post and New York Times. It's fascinating, but it's also exhausting. The way the national narrative is unfolding, it's hard not to feel like we're being tossed around from one storm to the next. It seemed like a good time to throw down an anchor, to focus on how people in New Hampshire are rolling up their sleeves and working together. We wanted to remind folks about what this foundation community stands for and our fundamental mission and our beliefs. Because regardless of what happened yesterday and what will happen tomorrow and 10 years from now, this foundation community will be here doing the work that needs to be done. We've talked in the past about how this foundation community represents the power of many. We know that working together, we can absolutely make New Hampshire a better place for everyone. And we do this work together because we believe in the people of New Hampshire. We believe in helping people afford college and trade schools so they can reach for their American dream. We believe in amplifying voices that have been silenced too long. We believe in caring for the most frail and vulnerable among us so they may live with dignity and joy. We believe in our spectacular natural resources should be protected and accessible to all. We believe that the arts are fundamental to our shared well-being, and we believe that when we help people achieve their dreams, they build stronger communities around those dreams. Tonight, we're going to hear some incredible stories from extraordinary New Hampshire people about how access to treatment is helping to rebuild lives, about why mentoring matters for our kids, and why welcoming our newest neighbors is the right thing to do. And, of course, we want to hear from you too. We want you to share what you believe and what you believe we can achieve together. Please share that with us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you don't use social media, it's totally okay. We have an idea for you. So let's send a message right now that we, this foundation community, believe in the people of New Hampshire. And here's a great example from Kate Lesko of Stay Work Play. She tweeted, "We believe New Hampshire is stronger when our young professionals stay, work, and play." So see how easy that is. All you have to do is start with "we believe," finish the statement just like Kate did, tag the foundation, and if you have a photo, please include it. And for the folks that would rather share their stories with pen and paper, we have a giant poster in the ballroom. Be sure to check it out, and please add to it while you're waiting for some food to come around. I can't wait to see what you're going to share with us tonight. Thank you all again for being here tonight, and thank you for all that you do for New Hampshire. Please join me in welcoming Matt Pearson, the outgoing chair of the Foundation's Board of Directors.